I'm going to say one of the main things that's different about this store is the smell when you walk in the door. It's the first thing that hits you. Just makes you feel at home, I think. I don't know how many people I've seen walk across our threshold and just like exhale, like they just finally are able to exhale and just like relax. So I think there's just something very special about this place, that people come here and they feel peaceful and they feel safe. They feel safe to just be who they are. Take off, and I don't mean the literal mask, but take off the mask that they have to wear in a lot of places to pretend they're who they're not. So we welcome everyone as they are, and I feel that is just like the heart of our store. All are welcome.
Yeah. And I also think we have a lot of customers who come, either they've moved from larger centers or they move to a larger center and then they come back here. And they always say that this space just feels different. And I think that there's little, I don't know, we always say there's little beings in here that are sort of just like helping that whole vibe. Yeah, I mean, we put a lot of our own work and very like intentional work into making this space feel a certain way. But a lot of that I think is kind of done, by who knows what, something out of our hands. So
yeah, and I think that's what we both acknowledge, and we really both honor that there is something greater at play than us, than our human bodies here. So this store has like stood the test of time long before we were a part of it. So there's something very like otherworldly that exists here, and we we do take the time to honor that, and we do take the time to really like pay homage to that daily in our space.
Yes, just about a year ago now, when we had to shut down for 2 months, it was just over 2 months I think, and we had to sort of scramble to get this online space going. We were noticing that the thing that people were really purchasing most was like things kind of to clear their space and themselves. So lots of incense, lots of candles, things like that, where they were just wanting to, I guess, calm themselves and just sort of help control what they could at that time. Everyone was home.
People buying books on meditation and mindfulness, meditation cushions, of people just really starting to, maybe for the first time ever, having like time to just like be still, to be quiet in their space, So I think rather than just like running yourself in like a circle of anxiety, people are reaching out for ways they probably never would have even considered, never would have even come across their, radar. Many card decks, oracle decks, tarot decks. I'm going to say mainly women are the main purchasers of those, but not always.
Not always, no.
But just people looking for guidance, intuition, like beyond. Again, just that spin of anxiety, just like getting a focal point, getting a little direction, a little nudge, So people are just really looking for ways to center themselves, stabilize themselves in some way.
And I've noticed a lot more people too setting up altar spaces and purchasing little things, little statues, altar candles, things to kind of intentionally create this altar. Yeah.
Or to manifest. Prayerful.
Yes.
Prayerful manifestation, that type of thing.
People can come in and shop Monday through Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Yes, we just extended our hours not long ago. And if you're more comfortable shopping from home, you can visit our website, which is just simply awarehousebooks.com. We don't have everything up on the website, but a lot is. All of our books, all of our card decks, all of our tumbled stones, and then we're just sort of adding more giftware daily or weekly as we can. So you can purchase right on the website, and then you can either come pick it up from us. We offer curbside pickup, or we are doing free delivery in Regina for purchases over $40.
And we do ship Canada Post.
Yes.
Pretty much Canada-wide. We've even sent a couple items to the States, so we do ship through Canada Post, so just sort of, standard shipping rates to apply.
Yeah, and if you don't have access to internet, you can phone us, and we'll be happy to help you over the phone too.
So 2734 13th Avenue. We are right at the corner of Ray Street and 13th Avenue in Regina. And phone number is 306-757-2223. 2223. We are the third owner's family now to own this store. And one thing that I love about this place, because aside from going into our 4th year ownership, I personally worked for the previous owners for about 7-8 years, so I've had pretty good span of time, I guess, to kind of know this community, meet this community. So one thing about this little cathedral community, they are just one of the most supportive, loving communities that you can be blessed to live in and work in. So we always have that support at our back. And one thing I love about this store is the generations of families that we see coming. So I'm a grandma now, a nana, and so I see nanas coming with their grandkids, introducing them to the shop that they shopped at, 30 years ago. We see mothers bringing their daughters and their sons in, and just more and more children and families coming in. And we're so open to welcoming that, and just making this a space that you can bring your little ones and not worry if they want to explore or see things, or can't touch as much as we used to be able to, but we would always kind of welcome that. So it's really heartwarming to see the generational generational sort of aspect of this, the shoppers that come in here. So it's a really beautiful thing, and I think it's just going to keep expanding out that way. Yeah. A lot more acceptance of diversity, I guess. A lot more acceptance of diversity. It's always been a place that's welcomed, all paths, all sort of teachings. But I do see a lot more openness to diversity, a lot more openness about talking about your emotions, your, how you show up in the world, your feelings, and how to kind of manage those things. And I see a lot more inclusiveness of the family. There's always so many female shoppers coming, but I see a lot of especially younger couples coming in, and just there's so many sweet young couples that shop here, and I just look at them and I'm just wowed by just how sweet they are and kind to each other, and just so patient, and they're both just kind of feeling stuff out. But I just see a lot of younger people coming in as couples, and people coming in as families, and giving their children the freedom to choose what do you love, not what I think you need or should have, but what do you love, what do you think will support you. So just a lot more openness, a lot more transparency, and I think our renovation of the shop was our hope to kind of reflect that. We just wanted openness, we wanted transparency, we just want want things to flow. You don't have to be stuck in a certain belief or a way of being. Can change at any time, right? We're always growing, always learning.
So I guess what could you expect? I mean, you could expect, first of all, I think, an open heart and acceptance and willingness to meet you at wherever you're at on that journey. And then we would probably ask you a little bit about, what direction are you wanting to take this in? Or
I know one thing we always, I think, try to encourage, even if it's as simple as choosing a stone. Maybe you want a stone for like, you know, protection or to develop your intuition, that type of thing. I personally like to point out 2 or 3 things to people, but then just really encourage that customer to use your intuition, because there's no wrong answer. There's no rule book and there's no wrong answer. So just to be completely open and to almost find like a playfulness with that. Because as soon as you start to overthink it, then the anxiety kicks in and it's like, oh, there's just overwhelmed, too many choices. But just look for colors that, you know, excite you. Look for shapes that are interesting to you, you know, textures, that type of thing. With stones specifically I'm talking about. So, but even like book genres, you know, like what interests you? Are you interested in learning about like elementals or Buddhism, or like what pulls you? So just there's just kind of, you know, gently steering people a little bit in a direction, giving them, you know, some suggestion, guidance, but then now it's like kind of a playground, right? What jumps at you? What would you like to maybe pick first and try? And then it all branches out from there. Do you know what I mean? You can read a book, and one book could lead you to 2 or 3 more authors, or maybe, you know, a few suggestions. So it's just like a spiral of a playground once you jump in there.
You know, that one's tough for me to answer because I don't identify with one like religious path. That's not what spirituality is to me. To me, it's very earth-based. So being in touch with Mother Nature and moon cycles and, you know, believing that there's something guiding us. It's not necessarily what I would call God or, you know, something like that, but it's some sort of energy or energies at play that definitely influence. And spirituality to me too is just like, I think, like feeling in your heart and your soul and following that, whatever that might be. It doesn't need to make sense to anyone else.
That's lovely. That's lovely, for sure. And I echo many of the things you just said. I echo it. And to me, spirituality is, and I don't mean to offend anybody at all, but everything that religion is not. It's not like structured. It's not like a set rule or doctrine to follow. It's just this open book. And spirituality, you know, like Amy says, is individual to every person, and I feel that everybody has the right to discover what that is for themselves. And it's vast. That's a very big question. That's a vast question to ask. But to me, spirituality is just like everything in the universe. Everything in the universe that you can have access to. I am a devout believer that everything is connected, though. Everything is connected. So every thought, every word, every action that we think, make, take affects the whole. It just ripples out there. So just trying to be conscious of that and always cultivating that in yourself. You know, trying just to be the best you can to show up. Like, what can you give to this world that's gonna, even if it's this big, it's gonna make a difference because it's a little ripple, you know, that's gonna ripple out. And I didn't grow up with any real religious path either or structure in my home, so it took me quite a while to figure out where I belonged and still finding my way. Yeah.
I think it's important to note that for some people, religion and spirituality are one and the same. And that's, like, if that's you, then you're more than welcome to be in this space, and you're welcome in this space too, 100%. Right? And that's, I think the key is that it's just whatever that means to you is accepted here.